I think it is fitting for me to actually wear and don this South African Springbok jersey, because on today's episode we're actually discussing a new rule or a new law that the organization that governs the rules and laws of football are trying to introduce a blue card in a sport that already has got a yellow card and a red card. Well, I go by the name of Cafcc Football, where I discuss anything to do with soccer, from Africa to the world and from the world to Africa. Here's the thing. They want to introduce a blue card so as part of a sinbin trial. Now, sinbin is something that is common in rugby. When a player gets a yellow card, unlike football, in rugby, that particular player sits out, I think, for 10 minutes, if not 12 minutes, I'm not sure, or 7 minutes, and then come back later on. Now, they want to introduce the same thing in football, where this player will actually sit out for 10 minutes. Obviously, at this point in time, the rules are not as clear, but some of the questions I'll ask on this episode and attempt to answer. Number one, what is this football? What is this blue card about? Number two, why is it introduced now? And number three, how is this blue card going to improve the football overall? Is it going to leave it at a better place or not? And number four, or last one, my suggestion, with the fact that already it has been tried and trialed in amateur football in England, and they want to actually start trialing it in bigger leagues. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes about. What is this blue card that everyone is actually talking about being introduced in football? The lawmakers, or the rule makers, IFAB, have decided that it's about time that they start trialing this blue card in bigger leagues. It has already been done in lower leagues or in amateur football, and apparently it has done wonders. Now, introduction of a blue card simply comes with it what they call in rugby sinbins, where a player, when they've committed a foul deemed to be a one that must get a blue card, well, in rugby it's a yellow card, the player will sit out for a certain amount of minutes. In this case, in soccer, when you get a blue card, you'll sit out for 10 minutes. Already there's a yellow card, already there's a red card. I don't think offenses will change, or criteria will change that much for one to get a yellow card or one to get a red card. But obviously the rules for the blue card are majorly on two offenses. Number one, it's on dissent, how players actually talk to refs. And for the longest time, officials have been subjected to abuse by players. And now it's a great time for referees and officials to protect themselves by producing this blue card and subjecting these players to sit out for 10 minutes. And the other one will be for what they will call, tactical fouls or professional fouls, when the opposition team has got a potential attack and one of the players commits that cynical foul. That will also qualify for as a blue card, and then that particular player will have to go sit out for 10 minutes. If you sit out for 10 minutes and you come back and you get another blue card, that now equals to a red card. A caution that you'll get for as a yellow card plus a blue card will also equal to a red card. But primarily, this blue card is actually to protect officials from the abuse of players. Why is it introduced now? I might not know the reason to that, but they've noticed that there was actually so much abuse on officials that they thought, let us maybe trial this thing in the lower leagues and amateur leagues in England, and it has worked wonders in those lower leagues, and now they are deciding that it should maybe start being trialed in bigger leagues. Now, the bigger question will be, is this blue card going to leave our football in a better place, or as a football community, are things just starting to get worse? Because already there are a lot of folks who are against the idea and the usage of VAR. I mean, I'm in South Africa, and the South African Premier Soccer League, we don't have VAR as yet, and we are crying out for it because there are a whole lot of benefits when there's VAR in the league, and we're still waiting for our league to at least introduce VAR. We've seen the wonders and the advantages that VAR has brought to AFCON 2023 in Ivory Coast, and I think the addition of this blue card is actually great. And I mean, if you follow club football in Africa, you will notice one thing: our referees are subjected to some cruel abuse, especially from North Africans. I'm talking about the Egyptians, the Moroccans, the Libyans, the Algerians, the Tunisians. Majority of North African clubs, they come with this dark art of football by intimidating and bullying the officials. This is from the corridors of the stadiums right into the field. Even the fourth official, he's also subjected to some cruelty. And I think in Africa, hence I'm actually even suggesting that the CAF board should be actually applying to IFAB for this card to be trialed in CAF Champions League and in CAF Confederations Cup, because it will eliminate that element of refs being bullied and intimidated and abused by players. And I'm not saying that it's only North African, but this is actually common with that group. But every other team will also do it. So I think it will work excellently in Africa. It will work perfectly in CAF Champions League, CAF Confederation Cup. I wish it could start when CAF Champions League and CAF Confederation Cup actually start in the knockout stages, and we actually see if this thing is working. And it will also eliminate that dark out football that has been used by North Africans for the longest of time. There are a lot of people in England and these other places who are against VAR. I think VAR is working perfectly, and obviously it will not be 100%, but it is far better than the mistakes that have been committed by officials in the past. VAR is simply there to assist the officials. The interpretation thereof is dependent on the training of that league, and so it'll never be perfect, but it's better than just depending on the naked eye. So I think I am for this blue card, but we'll have to also obviously wait and see when it's going into trial, and what a perfect marriage it will be if the World Cup in USA, Mexico, and Canada will be if that blue card has been approved. But I'm really for the idea of this blue card being trialed right here in Africa. I mean, a lot of smaller nations have been subject to a lot of disadvantages, mainly because of some of the things that have happened in football. I mean, some of the technical fouls we see in club football in Africa without any yellow card following. When this blue card is there, and at least we know now that a whole lot of all of these teams will be disciplined, because they know that losing players to this blue card will be to the disadvantage of the team, and they cannot talk to refs anyhow. And I think it's a great idea. It's a great idea, but there's a backlash in Europe. I mean, especially in England about this. They already are fed up about VAR. Now they are anti this blue card. It's not even approved yet, but they just want to trial it and see how it's going to work. Things are evolving everywhere. The cricket have relied in technology. the rugby have relied on technology, American football, basketball. I mean, all sporting codes have heavily relied in technology, and there are groups that are anti-VAR in football. How do we evolve if we're not gonna embrace the technology that comes with VAR? And now, with the introduction of this blue card, already there's a large number of people that are saying this blue card is going to destroy football. But how is it going to destroy football if it's largely there and primarily there to protect officials from the abuse? I mean, every match you watch, you can just tell how these players are swearing and spitting on referees. So it's for the good of the game, I think. And I'm not saying I'm right, but do give me your comment. What do you think about it? And are you for it? Are you against it? Will you welcome it in your country? And when you do comment, just say from which country are you from, especially if you're in Africa. In South Africa, I think it's going to be great. But more than anything, in continental football, that is where it will be a plus. So Dr. Petrus Mutsibe and your board, do apply for this blue card to be introduced and trialed in the knockout stages of CAF Confederations Cup and CAF Champions League. I am for it, and yes, I do go by the name of Oscar Football. If you are seeing this face and this content for the first time, do hit that like button, do engage, do share the content, and let's grow together. And I really appreciate all the subscribers who are coming back, the new ones. You are welcome to the family, and everyone who is supporting this channel financially. Don't be shy, or whichever amount you can or able to do to contribute, so we can grow together as a family in this channel. I really do appreciate it, and may my God bless you all.